Good day everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the current volatility in the stock market and provide you with some information about the circuit breakers. Let's get to it. But before we start, I just want to remind all of us that let's not beat ourselves up if our portfolio is flashing red like we see here in this picture. It actually happens to the best of us. Case of Ray Dalio, who is one of the most sophisticated investors of all time. His Pure Alpha fund, for example, is estimated to have lost 20% of its value in the past month alone. And he admits to being caught flat-footed by the coronavirus, or also known as COVID-19. So as you might have noticed, there is huge amount of volatility in the market these days, and this volatility creates lots of opportunities, fear, greed among investors. During these volatile times, it's important for us to know some of the technical aspects which might affect the way we invest in the market. One of those aspects would be something called as circuit breakers. So when markets hit certain levels, either be it up or down, market-wide circuit breakers may in fact halt the trading either temporarily or during extreme circumstances. It could even close the markets prior to the normal close of the session. And it's very important for us then to know when market-wide circuit breaker might be triggered, causing the market to be halted. A market-wide circuit breaker, as you can see here, halts trading across all of the markets, and that can be triggered at 3 different levels. In other words, there are 3 circuit breaker threshold levels, and once they are triggered, it causes either a temporary or even a longer term halt into the exchange. What are these 3 levels? Well, as you can see, level 1 would be plus minus 7%, and that's in comparison with the prior day closing of the S&P 500. Level 2 would be plus minus 13%, and level 3 would be plus minus 20%. Now the question is, when can a market-wide circuit breaker actually be triggered? So there are various conditions. The first one is when a level 1 and level 2 breach can be triggered between 9:30 a.m. and 3:25 p.m. And the second condition is when a level 3 breach can be triggered at any time. And level 3, as you noticed in the previous slide, was the greatest of all, because it has a plus minus 20% volatility. So how long do the markets halt when these levels are basically triggered? A level 1 and level 2 breach basically halts the trading for a minimum of 15 minutes, whereas a level 3 breach can in fact halt the trading for the remainder of the trading day. During a halt, all of the non-executed orders will basically remain in a pending state until they are cleared or they are cancelled or expired. Now I thought before I finish this rather educational video, I share with you some of my favorite inspirational quotes, which I believe are very relevant, especially during these uncertain times which we are facing due to COVID-19 virus, and they can actually help us to keep calm and ensure that we continue investing in the market, because over the long term it's something that's gonna benefit you in terms of the return on your investments. So the first one, which is absolutely one of my favorites, is by Dr. Samuel Johnson, and he says, "Great works are performed not by strength but rather by perseverance. And I believe this is a timeless advice, and it is absolutely true during these uncertain times. The second one is by Napoleon Hill, who said, "Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting." And the reason why I feel it's very relevant is because during these times many of us might have our portfolio in the red, but we have to make sure that we stop, we never stop fighting, and we keep on going and smartly investing more and more as appropriate, so that in the long run we can reap the benefits of our investments. And lastly, the third one from an unknown source, which I think it's worthwhile for us to repeat that on a daily basis, is when everything feels like an uphill struggle, just think of the view from the top. So with that, thank you once again everyone, and stay tuned for more videos from the channel.